Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo. Good morning. Welcome to Kahului Hongwanji's online Sunday service. Once again, we're happy to have you here, virtually joining together with us to listen to the Dharma and to reflect on the Buddhist teachings. Today is September 13th, 2020. Our service today, regular family service, will include the Vandana Tisarana, the chanting of Gasho to Amida, and Golden Chain of Love, and then I will share a Dharma message with you. And after that, we will have the loving kindness meditation, the metta, and conclude with the Nembutsu. So once again, thank you for being here, and let's begin our service by putting our hands in Gasho and reciting the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammasambuddhassa. Homage to him, the exalted one, the enlightened one, the supremely awakened one. Bhutang saranang gacchami, dhammang saranang gacchami, sanghang saranang gacchami. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. I recite Amida's name with deep joy and gratitude. I gasho to Amida, trees and grasses and flowers all grow in great compassion. This light shines throughout the world. I gasho to Amida, flowers bloom and flowers fall. From the seed sprout new flowers. This is the truth unchanging. I gasho to Amida. Springtime brings the happy birds. Their songs all praise Amida. I join them in Nembutsu. I gasho to Amida. When I call Amida's name, it's Amida calling me. Buddha's voice, my voice are one. I gasho to Amida. When I'm lonely, I recite Namo Amida Butsu. Then I feel great compassion. I gasho to Amida. Nembutsu in work and play, every day with Amida, every moment filled with light. I gasho to Amida. Remember the golden chain, kindness to all living things. I will follow this teaching. I gasho to Amida. In the clear bright morning sun, in the fading light of day, in the darkness of the night, I gasho to Amida. Namo Amida Butsu. I live in great compassion. This great power guides my life. I gasho to Amida. Golden Chain of Love. I am a link in Amida Buddha's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I must keep my link bright and strong. I will try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, to say pure and beautiful words, and to do pure and beautiful deeds, knowing that on what I do now depends not only my happiness or unhappiness, but also that of others. May every link in Amida Buddha's golden chain of love become bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Please join me in Gasho as we recite the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Good morning. Good morning. Last few weeks we've been studying in our Dharma messages, we've been learning about some of the basic teachings of Buddhism, the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path. And we will get back to that. We've been kind of using Ken Tanaka's book as a Jewels, a new book, as a sort of a guide in a way to get us into those teachings and to reflect on them, because I think it's very important for us to know basic Buddhist teachings to appreciate Jodo Shinshu, appreciate what Shinran was teaching us. But today I want to just kind of in the same vein, but in a little lighter way, I'd like to talk a little bit about the story of the Buddha, and also kind of aim it toward not just maybe not just adults, but also kids. So hopefully you will enjoy hearing about the Buddha, the life of Shakyamuni Buddha, the historical Buddha, and a few words about Shinran. And also at the end, I've got a quiz for you. So if you get all the questions right, then you can consider you've really learned something. Okay, there's no grades though, so don't worry. So let me tell you the story. So once upon a time, a long time ago, there was a young person whose name was Siddhartha. Siddhartha's father was the king, the big boss of his country, and he really wanted his son to be king too after he died or retired. Unfortunately, Siddhartha's dad knew that Siddhartha might not want to be the king, that he might instead start asking questions about the meaning of life, things like that. So the dad, the king, figured that so long as Siddhartha was having lots of fun all the time and never saw anyone suffering, never saw anyone getting old or anyone sick or having any troubles at all, then his son would not start asking questions about why people have to have problems, why we have to suffer, you know? So his dad built a kind of a palace for Siddhartha, a kind of like Disneyland, you might say, where everything was fun and entertaining all the time, and where he never heard about anyone dying and never saw anyone suffering or anything unpleasant like that. So you see, you remember from the Four Noble Truths, the Buddha said life is suffering. So, you know, if we don't know that, then we might not start asking questions if we're kept in a kind of a, you know, bubble like Siddhartha's dad was trying to keep him in, you know, a place where he'd never encounter any trouble, so he wouldn't ask any questions. I don't think that's going to be a very full life, a very good way to live, but we'll see what happens. And so Siddhartha lived in this nice palace, you know, until he was about 29. By then, he was probably pretty bored, I would think, living in such a nice world all the time. And he might have wondered what was going on outside the palace. In fact, he did wonder. So that's the trouble if you try to really shelter the kids too much. You know, they're gonna kind of get around that. They want to know what's going on, you know. So finally, Siddhartha was able to sneak outside with the help of his faithful chariot driver, and he saw some things that really changed his life. So the first time he snuck out, he saw someone who was really sick. The next time, he saw a very old man. The third time he snuck out, he saw people having a funeral. So he was very interested, but also very upset to realize that old age, sickness, and death, we call those the three truths in Buddhism. Old age, sickness, and death would come to everyone he loved, including himself. He wondered, what was the reason that everyone had to suffer, get sick, get old, and eventually die? He wondered if there was something he could do about it. The next day he snuck out again, and this day he saw a holy man who was sitting in meditation and had a happy, peaceful look on his face. Siddhartha wondered how he could become happy and peaceful himself. Strangely enough, even after 29 years of having a completely fun life, you'd think he would be happy, you know, and always having everything he wanted. He actually wasn't happy at all. As soon as he realized that life was full of troubles, that made him really feel stressed out. So to make a long story short, Siddhartha so much wanted to find out how to overcome the troubles of his life, that he left this safe, happy, fun, pleasant place that he lived in. He left it behind. He gave up all of his riches, all his beautiful clothes and possessions, and he spent 6 years living in the forest with other people who were also trying to find these answers. They tried all kinds of things to find true happiness. Siddhartha learned a lot from these people, but eventually he realized that maybe just trying to overcome suffering wasn't the answer. Maybe it wouldn't work. So one day he sat down under a tree that we now call the Bodhi tree, and decided that he would not leave, he would not get up and leave until he had figured out the answer to the problem of suffering. When he finally stood up from his meditation, he had solved the problem. He was enlightened. He was awakened. He was the Buddha. Buddha means the one who has woken up, the awakened one. Actually, that's a better word than enlightened, by the way. Awakened. You wake up, because normally Buddhism says we're in a dream. Our everyday life is like a dream. And only when we wake up and see things as they really are, that's when our true life begins. So, Buddha was the one who woke up from the sleep of selfish, self-centered life. So I can't tell you exactly what the Buddha discovered under the Bodhi tree, because I guess I'm still asleep, I'm not Buddha yet. But from the Buddha's teachings, I can tell you that most of our unhappiness in life comes from thinking that the things we have or want will make us happy. That's the attachments. Remember that the Buddha talked about in the Four Noble Truths, the attachments that cause us to suffer. Buddha discovered that attachments, all the things we think we want, don't truly make us happy. Our true happiness comes from deep inside us. It's already there, and it's already all around us. We find true happiness when we realize that everything we have is a gift from others. Everything in our life now has been a result, has arisen from all the causes and conditions that have led to this moment and made it possible for me to be myself, be who I am right now. We're only able to live because others have lived before us and others have always been helping us. When we appreciate each moment of life that we have received as a gift from infinite beings, from the beginning of time, then we can begin to understand true happiness. Many years after Shakyamuni Buddha lived, there was a man who lived in Japan. His name was Shinran Shonin, and he is called the founder of the Jodo Shinshu tradition. But although I would say that I would say he is really the person who shared with us his insight into Buddhism, which was a very unique and helpful insight. That's what Jodo Shinshu is. The Pure Land teaching that really helps us to understand life just as we are. But so Shinran Shonin realized the same truth about attachments, about finding where we find our true happiness. Shinran is not called the Buddha, but he understood what the Buddha was teaching. Most people in Shinran's time thought that the Buddha's teaching was about performing rituals and doing services and all those kinds of things. How much money you donate to the temple that gave you great virtue and status and so on, and how long you could sit in meditation. Shinran tried all those things himself, but he didn't find true happiness. Then, with the help of a teacher that he met, whose name was Honen, he realized that the Buddha was always reminding us to just let go and trust the wonderful love and compassion that makes each moment of life possible. We hear that call all the time in our life. One way to hear it is through the Nembutsu, to say the Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu, the calling voice of the Buddha telling us to just let go, bow. Namo means to bow, and awaken to boundless light, boundless life, the oneness of life, infinite compassion that always surrounds us. So Shinran just reminded us to just live that life of Nembutsu, always hearing the call of great compassion, no matter what the conditions of our life. So that's the story that I wanted to share with you. And now I want to give you a quiz. So please listen carefully and see if you can answer these questions, okay? First question. Who is the founder of Buddhism? A. Shinran Shonin. B. Siddhartha's dad. C. Siddhartha. Okay, you know which one it is? I guess you're right. You probably chose C, Siddhartha, right? Although because of causes and conditions, his dad was also responsible too. See, if his dad had not kept him in the kind of artificial environment that caused him to go out and seek understanding, he may never have done it, right? So his dad is also part of that too. But Siddhartha, C, is the correct answer. Okay? Question 2. What is the best way to become enlightened or awakened? A. Go to Disneyland every day. Or watch a Disney movie every day, either one. B. Hang out in the forest for 6 years. C. Realize how much you owe to others and try to appreciate each moment of life. D. Sneak out of your house every day. Or E. Live in a palace. So which one do you think it is? Okay, you're right. It's number C. Realize how much you owe to others and try to appreciate every moment of your life. Question 3. When Siddhartha snuck out of the palace, what did he experience that caused him to seek enlightenment? A. The food outside was much better. B. He had a lot of fun riding around in a chariot. C. He saw people suffering. D. He saw a holy man sitting in meditation. Or E. Both C and D. Is that a hard one? So what do you think? What experience caused him to seek enlightenment? Because he found that he liked the food outside the palace, or that it was fun to ride around in his chariot, or that he saw people suffering and he saw a holy man sitting in meditation? So that's right, it's E, both C and D. He saw people suffering and he saw a holy man sitting in meditation. Okay, question 4. The word Buddha means A. Someone who sits under Bodhi trees. B. A person who lives in the forest. C. Someone who stops suffering. D. Someone who has woken up from his or her selfish mind. Which one do you think it is? You think it's someone who stops suffering? C. Or someone who lives in the forest? No, you're right. It's D. Someone who has woken up from his or her selfish mind. Next question. Who is Shinran Shonin? A. The second Buddha. B. A very famous samurai warrior. C. The founder of Jodo Shinshu. Or D. Siddhartha's brother. Which one do you think it is? Okay, you're right if you said C. The founder of Jodo Shinshu. Okay, last question. Question 6. Shinran taught us A. To say the Nembutsu 100,000 times per day. B. To meditate 10 hours a day. C. To perform many rituals and services and always give lots of money to the temple and the minister. Or D. To let go and trust the wonderful love and compassion we call Amida Buddha, which makes each moment of life possible. Which one do you think it is? Okay, no, Shinran never said to say the Nembutsu 100,000 times a day, right? Doesn't matter how many times you say it or don't say it. He never said to meditate 10 hours a day. He never said to meditate. Don't worry about it. He never told us to perform rituals or services. And He never told us you must give money to the temple or to the minister. Of course, in this time, it's nice if you do give a donation to the temple, of course, but that's something you do out of your own wish, out of your own devotion to the temple, not because you must do that to become enlightened, not because Shinran taught us we must give money to the temple, right? No, the correct answer, of course, as I know you knew, is D, to let go and trust the wonderful love and compassion that we call Amida Buddha, which makes every moment of life possible. Okay, I'm sure you all got 100% on that quiz. You all get an A+, and so let's leave our Dharma message at that. I hope you learned something, and we'll, as we continue to study these basic teachings of Buddhism about Shakyamuni Buddha, Siddhartha became Shakyamuni Buddha, and about the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path and all of the teachings that we'll kind of learn about as we go along. I hope that this will, cause you to really reflect and think, cause all of us to reflect and think about our lives and how we live in the world and what we can do to relieve suffering of others. It's not enough to just say, I don't want to suffer. Buddhism is about relieving the suffering of everyone. So my awakening, my inner peace comes from from my working for the happiness of everyone. Okay, so thank you very much for listening. Let's put our hands together and recite the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo. May all beings be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May I be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to me. May I live in peace and harmony. May my family be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my teachers be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my friends be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May strangers be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May my enemies be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. May all beings be happy and well. May no harm or difficulties come to them. May they live in peace and harmony. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo.
Namo
Well, thank you for joining together again with us today. It's great that we can have this time together, even in the midst of this COVID-19 pandemic. We are still able to continue to listen to the Dharma and to enjoy thinking about the Dharma, reflecting on the Dharma, and allowing it to change the way we think, to influence us and to transform our relationship with others and with the world. It's a very important thing, especially now as we see so much trouble and suffering in the world coming to the surface, as all the karma, all the karmic conditions of people's greed and selfishness for so long have kind of come to fruition, you might say. So it's really important that we live and begin to share the Buddha's teaching of compassion, and wisdom, kindness, understanding, and the wish, which is really the root of what we mean when we say Amida's vow, Amida's wish, the wish for the happiness of all beings. My happiness must depend on the happiness of others. So thank you again so much. We will be having a Peace Day observance on September 21st here at the temple out on the lawn. So if you're close by and you want to drop by, please feel free to do so. It will be socially distanced, of course, there will also be a Peace Day, a virtual Peace Day observance, which you will be able to find on the Hongwanji Mission of Hawaii website. So please check that out. And also you can check the titles that come at the end of this video for our announcements. So thank you very much, and let's put our hands together in Gasho and recite the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo.